When that defendant opened fire, Jordan Davis was sitting in his car seat with the door closed, with nothing in his hands. And he was leaning over, away from the gunfire, toward Leland Brunson.
Leland Brunson will testify that as they saw Mr. Dunn reach for the gun, everybody in the vehicle ducked. Tommy Storms ducked, Tevin Thompson ducked, Leland Brunson ducked. You know who didn't duck? Jordan Davis. You know why he didn't duck? Because he was getting out of the car with a weapon. After telling Michael Dunn, "You're dead, bitch. This is going down now." You have 4 men against 1.
And that last man, the very aggressive attorney for the defendant, Michael Dunn, the 47-year-old software developer who claims he shot the victim, the African-American teenager Jordan Davis, because the teen was advancing on him, allegedly getting out of the red Durango. Well, prosecutors say that's an outright lie, that the forensics show that Jordan's back door, he was in the back seat, was shut tight when 3 bullets penetrated, you see them right there, and shot the boy dead. But today, the defense attorney claimed the victim's good friend, Leland, who was sitting right next to Jordan, told cops something entirely different. Listen.
Leland Brunson admitted that Jordan Davis tried to get out of the car. Leland Brunson even said Jordan Davis grabbed that rear handle of the Durango to get out. The homicide detectives talked to these young men multiple times and never recorded it. Not once. And they had the ability to. And you get to ask yourself why.
Now, you know that the cops recorded the interview with the suspect, that guy, the software developer who is now on trial for murder, and his girlfriend. Why didn't cops record these 3 crucial teenage witnesses who were in the car at the time of the shooting? I mean, listen, if they did, they're going to show it, but the defense attorney is stating outright, no, they did not record these interviews because they wanted to be able to tweak their statements, okay? I got to go to Brian Claypool on this, criminal defense attorney. Does this basically open the door for this defense attorney, for this guy, to claim that these kids said anything because it wasn't recorded? He can make these outrageous claims. Was it a big goof by prosecutors?
Jane, it was a monumental goof by the prosecutors. I've been involved in a lot of shooting death cases involving law enforcement, over 20 cases. I will tell you, every one of those cases, crucial witnesses, especially the folks in a car where somebody's killed, their statements are recorded. That piece of information about Jordan Davis possibly grabbing the handle and trying to get out of the door is crucial in this case, because now you have, if it's believable and you've got evidence of it, you've now got Dunn, with a threat to his life, Jordan possibly getting out of the car, and it is now potentially reasonable that he's got to shoot because he's afraid 1 against 4. So
Rolanda Watts, I mean, listen, they have 3 teenagers who were in the car with the young man who was shot dead. And according to this defense attorney, and we certainly haven't seen it, they didn't videotape their interviews. Now he's saying all sorts of things about what these teens said, making all sorts of claims. We have no idea if he's just making it up out of thin air because there's no videotape.
Well, I think that's a huge problem. And I think that, excuse me, that's what we're going to see a lot in this case. I mean, how do we really know what really happened? And I believe that is why the Stand Your Ground law is going to have a tremendous amount of public attention on it now. Because what determines what is
They're not even using Stand Your Ground. They're just talking about justifiable self-defense. But I want to go to Lonnie Coombs. If you videotape the young people who were in the car, these are crucial witnesses. They are there when this young man is shot. There's no more crucial witness. Why not videotape them?
Well, they should, Jane. There's no doubt about it. They should have. I'm sure we'll hear an excuse when the officers take the stand and explain why. But remember, Jane, they can always point to the physical evidence, which never lies. And when you look at the trajectories of the bullets through that back passenger door, they are straight. You see those rods? They're straight in. That door is not at an angle. It's not starting to open. It's not opening during the shooting. It is closed. So when he shot 3 times into that loaded car, the door was closed. That's what the defendant saw.
Want to go quickly to Steve, South Carolina. What do you have to say, Steve, South Carolina?
I just have a question. If he felt so threatened, why didn't he call the police? Why did he kill him and then go straight home and go order pizza?
Yeah.
How he threatened? How?
Boyce, I think this woman said something that should have been said by the prosecutor in opening statements. Call 911. Drive away and call 911.
Exactly. Not only did he not call the police when he felt threatened, he also didn't call the police after he shot someone. Now, mind you, a few years ago, there was a young lady who was involved in a car accident that got people killed, and she got 40 years in prison because she drove away from a car accident. So what happens when you kill somebody and drive away? I mean, you have hit and run, but this was kill and run. I mean, this guy didn't call anybody. And so we have to also ask ourselves, why is it so hard to believe that this guy didn't just have road rage at a gas station, that he just didn't get into a confrontation, got angry, got in his car, pulled it out and shot up a car full of kids? The reason it's hard to believe, to be honest with you, is because if I were to do that and to shoot up a car full of white kids, I'd be in jail right now. I'd be in prison pretty quickly. I think that the idea that these kids were thugs, I think that's what they're trying to run with, and I think it's kind of silly.
Well, when he pulled in, he described it as thug music before he had any encounter with these young people on the other side of the break. Listening in the gallery today, watching and listening, the father of the dead young man. And on the other side of the break, we're going to talk to the attorney for the victim's family. Really want to get his perspective on this controversial first day of trial. Stay right there.
Jordan Davis threatened Michael Dunn. You're dead, bitch. This is going down now. With a shotgun barrel sticking out of the window. Or a lead pipe. Whatever it was, it's a deadly weapon.
A man who, fueled by anger and intent, had fired 10 times, 10, into a car of unarmed teenagers, was driving away, as though nothing had happened.